It's Friday, so what are your plans? Well, go ahead and cancel those plans because I'm going to take you to a fish fry. You will without a doubt find most Wisconsinites at their favorite local tavern or church chowing down on hot, crispy fried fish. A tradition in most states, yes, but did you know its history here in America started in Milwaukee? Me neither. With Wisconsin having a huge settlement of German and Polish Catholics and our close proximity to Lake Michigan, our Friday fish fry tradition runs deep, dating all the way back to the 1880s. So let's dive into this recipe for a traditional Wisconsin fish fry. Starting with the tartar sauce, mince the following ingredients: half a shallot, 12 sour gherkins, 2 teaspoons of capers, and 1 tablespoon of dill. Combine with 1 cup of mayo, 1 tablespoon of sugar, the zest of 1 lemon, 1.5 tablespoons of sherry vinegar, and season to taste with lemon juice and salt. Onto the coleslaw. I decided to use purple cabbage, but green cabbage will work just fine. So finely slice half a small head of cabbage. Add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and toss to let some of its water release. Set aside. Julienne 1 red bell pepper. To do this, slice both ends off and carefully remove the seeds and ribs of the pepper. Slice the pepper lengthwise, then slice into thin strips. Then julienne half of a medium-sized carrot by squaring off one side so that your carrot does not rock on you. Always give the ingredient you are cutting a flat surface to avoid cutting yourself. For the slaw dressing, combine 1/4 cup of mayo, 1 teaspoon each of whole grain and Dijon mustards, 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, a splash of sherry vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sugar. Mix to incorporate. This is where you can customize it. Add whatever seasonings or veggies you like to your slaw. Mix the dressing with the cabbage and veggies and let sit in your fridge for at least 1 hour. Next is the potato pancakes. Peel and grate 2 russet potatoes. After grating, rinse your shredded potatoes under cold water and drain the water 3 times to wash away any excess starch. After the 3rd time, submerge the potatoes in water until ready to mix. This will prevent your potatoes from browning. Peel and grate half of a yellow onion. Get your onion goggles out because you will straight up start ugly crying, like watching The Notebook for the first time. Next, in a bowl, combine your grated onion, 1/4 cup of buttermilk, 1 egg, about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley, 2 teaspoons of salt and fresh cracked pepper to taste, and mix all the wet ingredients together. Then add half a cup of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix and combine, and then add half a stick of melted butter to your batter. Once your batter has been mixed, drain and squeeze all the water out of your potatoes and fold into the batter. Now crack open a beer, and let's make a beer batter for our cod. Pour a half cup of your favorite cold, crispy beer and just somehow figure out how to dispose of the rest of it. In a bowl, combine half a cup of flour and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Add 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and incorporate your beer until a batter has formed. I did decide to add a little smoked paprika for a little color, about a teaspoon. Now we're making 2 types of fried fish, a beer battered cod and a Panko crusted walleye. So this is walleye, always readily available in stores here in Wisconsin, and will usually come filleted, but some extra work will be needed. Run your fingers along the bones to make sure you know where they are. Run your knife along the bones, ensuring to stay as close to the bones as possible and not cut too much into the flesh. You should feel the knife scraping the bones. Then repeat this process by angling your knife with the bottom of the fish, creating the V cut. Then run your fingers down the length of the cut and remove the bones and discard. There is a white fleshed belly that can get a little tough, so I do like to scrape that off, ensuring not to cut too much meat off. I highly recommend using a nice flexible fillet knife for this process. And there you have it, a clean fillet of walleye. So split the fillet down the middle and then cut those 2 strips in half, giving you 4 pieces. Then prepare a 3-stage breading station of seasoned flour, egg wash, and seasoned panko breadcrumbs. Lightly season your fish, and starting with the flour, dredge the fish and shake off any excess. Then dip in the egg wash and then coat in the breadcrumbs and place all pieces on a sheet tray and keep cool until ready to fry. Take a large nonstick pan and heat on medium and melt some butter and canola oil. Once butter is bubbling, add a few healthy scoops of your pancake batter. Once golden brown on one side, flip and cook until batter has been cooked through. Keep your pancakes warm in a low temp oven while you heat your frying oil to around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your oil is hot, add your breaded fish and fry until golden brown and crispy. Onto the beer battered cod. Remove your beer batter from the fridge, lightly season your cod and dredge in a little flour and dip into your beer batter. Let any excess drip off and drop the fish into your frying oil. Hold one end of the fish in the oil before completely submerging so that it does not stick and burn at the bottom. Fry until golden brown and crispy and keep warm. Now for assembly of our fish fry. Grab your tartar sauce, creamy coleslaw, shingle your pancakes, stack your fish, and hit with some additional seasonings. And don't forget the rye bread. Pour yourself a cold one and enjoy. Wisconsin has a lot of food traditions, but this one might be the most important and one that Wisconsinites take very seriously. You will find some type of Friday fish fry during Lent, no matter where you go in Wisconsin. From your local dive bar to your upscale fine dining restaurant, you can't escape it. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, and to stay up to date when I post a video, hit the alert button.